just want to know why is Criston Cole blowing out all of the royal back line? I mean, he didn't smash Rhaenyra, he's smashing the queen. What's going on, y'all?
We're black. Team Black, or House Black, that is.
Yes.
Welcome to the new Watchers on the Wall episode.
Episode 1 of season 2.
I've had a drink.
I just want to know why is Criston Cole blowing out all of the royal back line? I mean, he didn't smash Rhaenyra, he's smashing the queen. What's going on, y'all?
He's like the queen's best eater.
I mean, golly. Jesus Christ.
And the thing is that we were calling him incel Criston Cole all last year. And I feel bad for that because he's like running through
everybody.
All the royal women, except for Helena, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. He's all the smoke.
That's probably his kids.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So let's just start our guests. Everybody, real quick. What did you think of the episode? What was maybe one thing that was like, man, they just did it big?
Oh man, I think Rhaenyra, just not accepting the death of her son, and she had functions. I mean, because the kingdom's about to break out in warfare, and she's like, I'm gonna get on this dragon, I'm gonna get out here, and I'm gonna go find out if my son is really dead, because I got this message from ravens, but she was being a mother, and I just really thought that was real intense, and then when it came to the scene where she found her son,
that's the thing about this character.
Or we can just swap it around. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the thing about this character. All last season, they showed the difference between Rhaenyra and Alicent as far as being mothers, because when they were children, Alicent was brought up. You're gonna have the king's son. You're gonna have somebody's sons, the king's sons. You're being raised to be, a mother. Rhaenyra wasn't trying to hear any of that, right, Luna? Right. She wasn't trying to hear any of that, and here she is. She's got the mostest kids, and they are fully functioning, well-rounded, good adults, and they have a good family life. She's a good mom, and that's what she's doing. She is mourning her kids. She is a mother. She has turned into a mother before she is a monarch, and that is a beautiful thing to see, especially for somebody who's in that power, right? But I can't wait to see her go off.
Well, give it a shot. What was yours?
Okay, yeah, I will say what you said when we were watching it, just how masterful it was. Like, before they even introduced who Cheese was, he was out here eating his cheese. Like, when the queen was like, oh, I'm scared. And then Aegon was like, scared of what? And she was like, the rats. Like, just those little subtle things that they're doing.
It was coming.
Yes.
But
like,
it was getting so close to the end of the episode, I was like, when is it happening? And it just, so we got it.
Yes, and I feel like in even season 1 and season 2, they're dropping these little gems for those that have read the book. So it's actually getting us like excited about it. I feel like in Game of Thrones, it was like, okay, this is exact script from the book. Some of the lines were exactly the same, but since this book is kind of more like gossip and hearsay in terms of fire and blood, they're dropping those little gems for us that know what's about to happen.
Thank you, George.
And thank you.
Thank you, George.
And it was just so awesome to see, because you're like, oh, what's about to happen. He eating the cheese. He eating the cheese. Like, I was like, that's our boy. Let's go. Let's take him out.
Go.
Take him out. Like, take him out. Like, you gotta go for a son.
Somebody gotta go.
Yeah, I think like what you said, it's masterful how they're doing everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine. Okay, so I have two. The first one is the scene between Rhaenyra and her other son. Not Luke. I'm sorry. I get them mixed up. Was the older son?
When he came back from Winterfell.
Yeah, and he's trying to be, even in season 1, he's always tried to like show her, I can be your heir. I can be this and he's got tears in his eyes. Like, yes, well, House Aaron has declared for us, we'll get 2,000 ships in the Vale, from the Vale or whatever. And she's just like, come here, baby. Let's us more, and I
Have that
love
moment.
that
Right.
family dynamic. Even Bayla was there as like, okay, yeah.
Right, that little pad.
She was like,
yeah,
okay,
that
I
was
got
sweet.
you. And it's just such a family dynamic. My second thing is that, and I feel bad because Aegon is actually trying to be a good king.
Oh, you took mine.
That's the thing. Like,
Go ahead, though. Go
he's
ahead.
trying, and it's
Yeah.
so like, God damn, I don't want to go up for House Green. Like Green, I don't want to do that.
What you gonna say,
I got
Derek?
an opinion about that. But
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
Say
go
what-
give it your opinion.
I mean, I understand that he's trying to be a good king, but he has absolutely no idea how to be a king. He doesn't understand that you got to rule with some authority, and then you got somebody having to constantly come up to you. Well, the reason you can't give him back his sheep is because if we go to war, we're gonna need to be able to feed the dragons. He's, oh, well, what? Just this guy? No. It's like this. He is completely inept. He has been thrust into this role. He has
didn't
no
want
idea
it.
how to handle it. He doesn't want it, and he is actually. I think as the season progresses, you're going to see that he's going to be their downfall. That's just one of my predictions.
And that also makes me think too, because when we saw that scene with
that's
Otto and Allison, when we saw that scene with Otto and Allison, it's like at first when I'm reading it or when I'm watching it, I think, okay, they want the high tower line to be involved, but I don't even think they really care about the kids because they were like, listen, we just need to control Aegon. Aemon gonna do his own thing.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah.
it's gonna be father daughter at the end of it. So I'm like,
he's gonna be over it in like 2 months.
yeah,
And
so I'm like,
he'll
what
be
is his aim? Because you don't even care to train Aemon or to train Aegon. Like
doing
what?
all this to put him on the throne, and
Right.
Then it's like, so what was
You still want to manipulate him? Like I
Right.
thought you were trying to manipulate Viserys to get him on the throne. Now he's on the throne. Like teach him.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but I guess it goes back to season 1 where he was never trying to prepare. And his brother was always saying, look, I'm the one that studies war. I'm the art of war. I'm the one who studies previous kings. My brother doesn't care. He was just tricking off, having sex, betting in those, what are those things where the kids are killing themselves and stuff?
Right.
Going to brothels and hanging.
Yeah,
Right.
just straight chilling.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I want to say this, and I agree with y'all. The cinematography, even the intro, how the intro started, and when they were doing the reflections of season 1,
The embroidery.
I was just like
yes,
how they
yeah.
matched up the scenes with the words, and I mean, just amazing. I got a question for y'all because they brought this up a couple of times in this episode. I am really upset that the queen that could have been didn't kill them. Remember when and I know we wouldn't have a show if she
Yes,
didn't, but let me
Rhaenys.
tell you why I feel this way, right? And initially I was like, oh, I get it. She's talking about she doesn't want to start the war, but this is my problem with that. When they tried to take the throne, they locked her in a room. They gave her a
Right.
chance to join their side. If she did not escape, what do you think they were going to do to you? They want to kill you and your dragon, right? So why would you, when you got this opportunity, these people locked you up in that room for days on end and said, look, I'm going to come back. You got a decision to make.
She didn't care. She lost her daughter. She
Right.
lost her son. She's about
They're gonna
to lose.
kill you and your dragon.
She doesn't care. She's lost everything already in her mind.
I don't
She
know,
doesn't
man.
care.
She
All
cared
she
enough
knows-
about her dragon to go get a dragon and stuff, man. They were going to kill you.
Yeah. And I think too, maybe what happened with her son and her daughter being dead kind of softened her a little bit because remember that scene when they cut to it, it was just Aegon and Alicent.
That's
it
true.
was mother and son, and they only showed us mother and son holding each other, bending their head. So I think they showed us them two to really be like, okay, so that's what Rhaenys was focusing on, and what happened with her kids, she probably just really couldn't do that
Yeah,
with whatever they have. Now, if we talk about before she had her daughter and her son, it could have been a way different
Yeah.
story. But I think what happened with her in life, it kind of softened her up a little bit. It was like, okay, I'm gonna give y'all a fighting chance, and we're gonna see how it works out.
And it's not for me to start. This war is
Yeah,
not for
I
me
mean,
to
at the end of
start.
the day, you know, a mother is a mother.
Yeah.
And they're not going to look at it like, okay, well, you know what? I lost my 2, so now I'm going to have you lose your 2. And so maybe that's what was going on with why she didn't take advantage of the opportunity. Now, that was me. they're gone.
Right.
Yeah.
And we also have to remember that Rhaenys knows how to play the game very well because remember, like you said, she was the queen that never was. So she was actually supposed to be on the throne besides
Right.
Viserys' dad. So she probably knew if I would have started this like this, there would have been no end. Even though there is a whole House of Dragons and so on and so forth, she knows how to play the game very smart. So she was probably thinking in chess moves like, okay, I can checkmate it right now. However, is it actually going to be checkmate? Because I still got 2 daughters and I still got a husband and we still have our whole life over here on Dragonstone. So she's also very smart because remember in season 1 when she had the conversation with Rhaenyra when they were both like she was sitting on the bench and she was like, oh, queen that never was. And she was like, listen, you think you gonna get this? Good luck. Because baby, I've already been there where you are and it didn't happen for me. It's not gonna happen for you. So I think she's also, they're playing her character like that as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
And to me, if I were, her, I would be thinking too, like, okay, I do have 2 daughters. I have
Granddaughters.
yeah, granddaughters. I have my husband. Okay, so somebody needs to be the heir of these tides. I'm not gonna put that into jeopardy. And I also too, if say Rhaenyra's the last one left, I mean, I could usurp and people would support me. I am, all these
heir.
names. I am technically an heir. I am half Baratheon.
She half Baratheon. She got
I'm
that
half
whole
Baratheon.
storms inside.
Right.
So I have a bigger claim in her husband. I'm sure what's his name?
The
again?
Lord of the Tides.
The Lord of the Tides.
Corlys.
Corlys would be like pushing her.
I got
Yeah,
you.
I got you. I got
Right.
you. Because he's been doing that all first season.
along.
Well, that's
Right.
what he wanted her to do
do.
when they were married, and she was like, "No, you need to fight this.
Yeah.
Like, you should be
Right.
on the throne." And she was
Yeah.
like,
It's like,
"Babe,
I'm-
it's not even worth it right
Yeah.
now.
It's not worth it.
Like, it's not worth it.
It's
You
not my
tryna
time.
You have your name on the
Uh-huh.
throne."
She's like, I got children to raise. This ain't my mitzvah. I can't be
Yes.
bothered.
So, did this episode surpass your expectations, met your expectations, or didn't meet your expectations?
I thought it would be a little bit more action packed. There would be like a little bit more urgency in what was happening, just like the Greens Council episode. It just felt like it was just, everything's are moving and shaking. And I thought that this episode would be the same way, being that Rhaenyra's son was
Just got
murdered. So I'm just thinking like it would be. And Damon was trying to get that, get that
poppin'.
going, get
He
that
sure
popping.
was.
But like it just seemed like it was just, I don't want to say slow. It was not slow. I just expected there to be more urgency in what was happening. And I guess the characters felt that way too.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought the pacing was a little slow, but I understand it because, they're building. And yeah, I wanted everything to just come out like gangbusters, and I was like, "Where's the action?" And so,
We didn't need to see.
yeah, but we
Allison
didn't
get
need
out.
to see everything.
We didn't need to
No,
see
we
that.
didn't need to see that. Because they setting it up. Because what they're saying, to me, they're showing the oxymoronic nature of this. Dude, you was with Rhaenyra. You have turned on her, flipped your whole script because you didn't
Still
want to be the
talking
jump
about
off.
her.
You didn't want to be the jump off, and now you the jump off all over again. What
was the point?
What was the point of? You should have just stayed over there and continue being the jump off, doing your thing with a nice young thing, and now you done got the old thing. Like I don't get it.
And her in the feet.
So you said you.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that because you had a really good comment. You had a really good comment when we were watching when you were like, "Why would she just let him put all his people in there?" Talk about that.
Put all these people in where? Oh yeah, when she was like, did you clear the house of all the people who were leaking secrets? And he says, yes, I did, and I supplanted new people there for you. And you could tell she felt like she was in a bad predicament because when she was getting bathed, she said, I'll do it myself. And she had that look on her face like, I've just set myself up to be basically a prisoner of my own household. And then even the fact that he was like, I tried to visit you, but they said you were busy. You know what I'm saying? And the look at his face.
You were disposed. Indisposed.
The SAT vocabulary, yes. We had a foot appointment. You know what I'm saying?
You were late for your pedicure. Your
You better, yes. So you were saying you like the pacing.
Yeah, I like the pacing because I think it's going to pick up
Yeah.
as the season progresses. And, initially I wanted to see more, but I was like, no, you know what? They're doing this correctly. And, and then as we saw the previews for the next episode come, I was like, oh, okay. So now we see what's going to happen.
So some people I'm excited to see in that preview. Not gonna spoil nothing.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the episode yet.
But it's gonna get good. It's gonna get very, very good, very, very quickly. But yeah, I liked the episode. I liked it a lot. I wish there was a little bit more urgency, but I understand what was happening. Again, I didn't think that we needed to see her getting her backbone out. I don't think that we needed to see that. There's just some things that you could have taken out that we could have extended the blood and cheese portion. But you know what? Thinking about it, I understand we don't want to see the killing of small children, especially the way they killed them. Yeah, so I get it.
Yeah, they had a few little cracks and a few little slices, so you
heard
knew they were taking the head off. But yeah.
Why do y'all think when she was running after she got her baby, why do you think they wanted her to walk in on her mother? She walked in on seeing, she could have went anywhere in the castle. Why do you think they wanted her to walk in and see her mom screwing Sir Criston Cole, right?
I think they're trying to show how Alicent and the Queen might be in similar situations, because the Queen didn't want to she didn't want to really marry her brother. Alicent really didn't want to marry Viserys. So they kind of are juxtaposing a little bit how they could be in similar situations, and that could be why she clings to her mother a little bit, because we saw a little bit in season 1, her and her mom do have that connection when she was like, oh, when she had the foretelling, she was like, oh yeah, Aemon needs a dragon, and then the Queen was like, oh, he has to lose an eye, and nobody really knew what that was until again, those little drops that they're doing from the books. So they're showing that mom and daughter have that connection, because I don't think anybody really understands the daughter as well as the mom, because mom was also kind of in that situation. You're forced to marry this person that you don't really want to marry, forced to have kids, forced to further the line, so on and so forth. And I think her mom is the only one that not really listens to her to retain it, but just kind of engages in conversation with her, versus versus Aegon is like, oh, the Queen is funny, isn't she? She's crazy. Next scene, where's my son? Come to the council. Yeah, I think that's why she went to her mom, because they're kind of showing us that they have that connection, even though it is toxic a little bit. They do have that.
Yeah, all her kids are screwed up.
Yeah. So what do you guys? I guess we coming to. I mean, there's only so much you could talk about just on the first episode, literally after you just watched it. But we can't say what are you looking forward to next, because then it's spoiling it for people who may not know what's going on.
We could talk about Daemon and Aemon. Let's talk about them, because
break it down. Because
I feel like the last episode of last season, Aemon was off his rocker. Give me your eye. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
He went after Luke, and then now in this episode, he's so calm, and I'm like. He was like, oh, we just need to go over to the Riverlands, and we just need to do this. And he's playing the game and scheming a little bit with Sir Criston Cole, versus Daemon in the last episode was like, okay, we're going to be a little bit chill, but so on and so forth. And now in this episode, he was like, you need to go get a son, and I'm ready to go burn everything. So I feel like they're kind of flipping them a little bit. They're kind of showing us, okay, what is this dynamic between Aemon and Daemon? But what do y'all think?
I think Daemon's obsessed with Daemon. And
he wants to be him. Yes.
He's like, Daddy.
Yeah.
No, I mean I agree. I could definitely see that. But when Daemon was talking about let's go over there and kill Vhagar, and who he was talking to the queen that should have been. He was like, let's take our 2 big ass dragons over there and let's just go kill them. And to me, when they said that, it reminded me of something that frustrated me with Game of Thrones, right? And which was, I'm not gonna let it go. Damn it, I'm not gonna let it go.
What is this? I explain.
I'm about to. Okay, so one of the things that she always what's her name? I keep wanting to say Rhaenyra. Daenerys. She was always like, I don't want to go and destroy the Red Keep, and I never understood why why do they always feel like they have to fight with the dragons in the daytime? I don't understand that. Why do you guys not go in the cover of darkness and attack and do what you need to do with your dragons at night? Because then nobody can see them. They can't use those the big arrow things, right? And like the scorpions, like why didn't Daenerys just go over in the middle of the night and just burn down the Red Kingdom, right?
They can't see at night.
No, the dragons can see. They can see plenty. She could have just burned down the Red Keep and then or the castle and then say, hey, it's over now. Same thing with this. Why not, like Damon said, why not fly over there with 3? Y'all got 4 or 5 dragons.
That's what he said to do. Yeah.
Fly over there with 4 or 5 of them in the cover of darkness and take Vhagar old ass out. You know what I'm saying? Because once you take Vhagar out, it's a wrap. It's over. And then they keep talking about how concerned they are with the realm being destroyed and being burned alive. Do that at night. Now you don't have all that collateral damage of you now you don't have to go to war and kill millions of soldiers and all that. You can just go over there, kill Vhagar. And I don't understand why did they not use these dragons at night, y'all? Am I the only one that's angry about that? That pisses me off. Even with the first episode, like Daenerys, she's gonna fly over there and fight with her dragon and fight 50 scorpions, when she could just went over there at night and burned every ship at night and nobody wouldn't have known the lesser and it would have been over. And because that's how you fight real wars. We send the military, we send our special ops in the middle of the night with helicopters that can't be seen on radar, with night vision goggles, and we take people out before they even get to wake up in their bed. Why are they not doing the same thing with these damn dragons? Am I crazy? I don't know.
No.
It makes me mad, y'all. Sorry, y'all, just watching this. It pisses me off, okay?
I've listened to this for the last 5 years.
It makes sense though.
Every morning.
It makes
sense. Candace, I cannot believe this makes no sense. In the middle of the night, he sleeps. He talks in his sleep, and I hear that.
But you know what? This is kind of just something in addition to this episode. You know what we talked about last season? It's like, in order to even watch the show, you have to turn all your lights off.
Turn on the subtitles.
I mean, it's like I tried to watch it once during the day. I couldn't follow it. But like what they did with this episode, you could see everything. And I mean, maybe they got some complaints last season.
Thanks, George.
Yeah. and speaking of that, I love how they showed how the dragons land in that side of the mountain and they come in, and that's how they come into the Dragonstone or whatever. I really like seeing that, and just like seeing more of the dragons, because before we would always see the glimpses of the dragons. They would be fighting or it would be at night, and we couldn't really see one, but we saw all of these dragons in the daytime, and I really appreciate that they did that. And we all know one of the reasons that whenever you're doing heavy CGI, you always make shit at night. King Kong always fights at night. Godzilla always fights at night. Because you're trying to mask how hard the CGI is and stuff like that. But I appreciate with this that they showing us the damn dragons in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why people are watching this damn show, the damn dragons. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the dragons.
Definitely.
But I guess we had 25 minutes, so maybe everybody just what is something you're looking forward to or and we're not gonna do spoilers, but just based on what we saw, like if you had never read the book or anything like that, just based on what you saw, what's something that you're looking forward to in episode 2? Anybody can go first.
I don't know. I want to see Rhaenyra's reaction to what Blood and Cheese did.
Right, to not getting Aemon, but to getting one of the princelings.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how Aegon is going to react, because he, had a child murder, and that was the one that was, when it opened up and they were in the console and the boy was acting out.
It's interesting you say that because they wanted us to see that
and so now,
So they had a
here's
good
this guy
relationship, it
who's
looked
been just kind of disengaged. He's really doesn't want to be a king, and now he's got this loss. And like, are we gonna see a switch flip on him?
That Targaryen madness is
Yeah.
about to rear its ugly head. And the sad thing is, he was trying.
He was. I will say, I'm just like, how is it all gonna play out? That's what I'm wondering.
Like, where are they gonna stop?
Yeah, or just how is it gonna play out? Like, you have literally a family that is a house divided, and you have brothers and sisters that hate each other and are killing each other's children. Like, how are they gonna be able to see it out?
I didn't even think
Like,
about
that's
that.
a brother. Like, I want Aemon. Like, I want my younger brother dead because he killed my child.
I cannot
like,
imagine.
What?
Can you imagine me calling my sister, "Hey, Kiwani, I want Gardenia dead."
Right.
Get that? Like, can you? That's what's basically going on.
Like telling my husband, who is my uncle, to go kill the nephew, who is my younger brother. Take him out. Like how do you even move on from that? Like, how do you move on from that? That's what I'm excited to see. Like, how is this all gonna pan out?
And how crazy was that she literally had no lines in this episode?
Her face did all the acting.
Yes, how amazing is that? That it's similar to like when Jordan Peele was talking about that he put old boy in Get Out. Because he said what's his name?
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, one of the reasons he chose him, he said, was because he's able to say so much with his face without saying a line. And it was like in this episode, she said nothing. She said like one line where I think the one line. That's it. And we felt her the whole way through. Like the way that they did that was
yes,
like
my
we
queen.
felt it.
Yes, ma'am.
Which was really dope. Did you get a chance to say what you look forward to?
I think I did.
But expand more.
Oh, well, I just overall, actually, I do want to see how Rhaenyra is going to react to what happened with the princelings. But overall, I will just say, to avoid spoilers, I want to see, hopefully in the season, probably not though, Rhaenys, Aemilius, and Aemon, and that's all I'll say.
Okay.
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 Yeah, I mean that's good.
I can say more, but I don't want to spoil it.
You don't want to spoil it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of it. I guess I'm gonna go different from like the battles and the fights. Mm-hmm. I'm curious to know like how this relationship with Criston Cole and the Queen is gonna work out, and if somebody discovers this relationship, because old boy with the club foot already seems like he knows.
He already knows,
and he seems like the type of dude that would leak that kind of information.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So, and just imagine if, what's the one with one eye?
Amen.
Imagine if he finds out this dude that you sitting here planning at night how to fight is in there banging your mom and blowing your mama's back out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's none of his business.
Nah, man. Like, he don't seem like the type. I mean,
I don't know, because he didn't even say mom. Remember, he was like Allison. He called her by her first name. He was like, and Allison is da 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 da. And then that's when Criston Cole was like, she's a generous queen, but Rhaenyra is la 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 la. So he didn't even call her mother. Which, when we were in the council and Aegon walked in, he was like mother and called her mom. So I kind of think, to your point, I don't think Aemon really cares that that's what's happening with his mom.
But what I'm saying is, because they're sitting down planning, seems like they've built a really strong relationship. That's like your home.
Her approval.
But that's like your homeboy that you have a great relationship with, and you find out he's screwing your mom. Like they wanted to show how they're meshing as
For a reason. You're right.
Yes, you know
You're
what I'm saying.
right.
And then
They could set us up. For
yeah, and
something.
then I want to see, because I know that Clubfoot dude is gonna leak this information.
Oh yeah, well, because think about it, when they were talking and he was like, oh, I heard you were indisposed. I don't know if you caught it. There was a girl laughing in the background.
Oh, I did.
Was it?
Yes. So he was like, you were indisposed, and she was like, like, y'all gotta go back and rewind. I caught that. So literally right after he said it, a girl laughed. So that's me thinking, okay, so he already knows what y'all were doing, and his people already know.
Him for maybe a minute,
and he would know, because they was doing some freaky stuff themselves.
They same
So
with
he
her.
already know that she how she
that
get
light.
down.
Yeah.
You want to, now that I think about it, the audacity of her trying to be on that moral pedestal and then you in here got Clubfoot beating his meat to your feet. Then you got Criston Cole in here going ham.
And then you're gonna go light candles.
Yeah,
Confessional.
Talking about the seven.
We're doing some Catholic over here.
What
Let me
is
go to
going
confessional.
We can't do this
Yes.
again.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Did it go out? Did
Nah,
it
it's
run
still
out?
going.
Okay.
But we about to wrap it up. What you gonna say, D?
Let's
Oh, no,
talk
I
about.
already said my part.
I want to talk about. Okay, so this fight is between Rhaenyra, Aegon, Aemon, right? So that's these people. What about the kids? What about Jacaerys? What about Baela, Rhaena? Like, I don't know if you ever been through this in your family, but you know, like when your parents and they siblings got
they're
drama
beefing.
and they're
Right.
beefing, but you're
Yeah.
cool with the cousins.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, you still gonna come over for Thanksgiving even though your mama not gonna come home?
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like
God.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Mama's tripping.
Yeah,
Like,
but
no.
I'm excited to see kind of what happens with the kids. Like, how are the kids gonna be able to handle this? You know, they're gonna follow their parents, or are they gonna try to mend the family together as they're all Targaryens?
The thing, I don't think so because
I'm not trying to rep out. Batteries are like 8%.
okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
Okay.
I don't think so because remember Laenor's funeral, or I'm sorry, Baela, Rhaena, Skana, Shakana, the daughter of Rhaenys' daughter, at the
Right.
funeral, granddaughter. And after that, wait a minute, was this no, not the funeral. When they went to Dragonstone and Viserys wanted them to sit down, wanted them to have a family dinner, they're having Thanksgiving or whatever, and all of that mess breaks out at the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
I knew then that there are two separate houses.
Right.
It's not even. It's like when that dad leaves his wife and then goes and marries another woman and they have kids, younger kids, and it's like two separate families.
Yeah.
It's not like Rhaenyra is like, oh, that's my brother, and
But
they're
Rhaenyra
two.
brought that on herself by leaving. She should have never left and went to drag. Like, the art of war is common sense.
But you're supposed to go though.
Why?
So because the heir of King's Landing
Has to
always
be-
goes to
has to
Dragonstone.
be
That's
at
like
Dragonstone.
Dragonstone. That's
Their
their
family
fee.
home.
Like that's
No,
happened since
but
Aegon
she's
the
a queen.
Conqueror.
She was supposed to
Well,
be.
not yet.
Yeah.
She was the heir, so the heir's always at Dragonstone. That's why they
has to-
rushed so quickly in the last episode because they needed to put him on the throne before she came back
Yeah.
and heard the news.
But what I'm saying is, when you know that there's a potential of a rift, why would you leave so that they could establish themselves? You see,
She didn't know that
saw.
there was a rift. Remember her?
How did she not know? She got stabbed
No.
before she left.
No.
She got yoked up like she was in jail before they left.
Allison had made up.
Remember,
at the
they did
family
make up
dinner.
at the end. They
She
had
said-
them little eyes. Like
aunties do.
my love for you is stronger than
Yeah,
this.
you know the things
And
that aunties do,
da-da-da-da.
the things sisters
Little-
do.
well, it's a little bit
and
more
they're
than
like,
sisters.
okay, I'm gonna go drop
A
the
little bit
kids off,
more.
and I'll come.
She should have never.
I'll come
left.
back.
But
I
I'm not
agree
even
to
talking
that,
about that.
though.
I'm talking
I
about
agree
how
with
she
that.
was gone even before that. She left after they had the physical altercation, and you should have known that once that happened, and your son took the other son's eye, that it was going to be them trying to put themselves in a position to take over once you
I'm
left.
gonna be honest. She didn't want Allison all up in her Kool-Aid. That's what
true.
it was.
That's what it was.
Because she was mad that she was having those babies and they came out with black hair,
I
and
agree.
Allison was strutting over to the room. Let me see what color hair
What
that
hair you
baby
got,
was.
yeah.
So she was like, "Okay, you meddling, so I'm gonna go do my ancestral right and go be on Dragonstone." And that's where she
And it
messed
cost
up,
her.
and
And
it cost her.
It cost her.
It cost her.
That was her way of saying, I am the heir. I'm going to our ancestral home at Dragonstone where I'm supposed to be, and I'm going to wait this shit out. I'm going to do what I need to do over here, mourn my baby daddy, and Laenor's doing what he's got to do, and we just going to have this
Early bird gets the throne. Early bird gets the throne. She waited too long.
Look, but I enjoyed this. You said I'm
not saying what you were.
Yeah, I'm
about to go out on.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. Leave a comment below. We want to know what you think or whatever. What interested you about this one? Did it meet or exceed your expectations? What do y'all think? I can't let go of the queen. What do y'all think about Sir Criston Cole, man? Running
Said
through
she
the
running
family.
through.
Yeah,
You running
he
through
The whole family. He trying like, what we got?
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. I do the same thing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the player.
But listen, y'all, listen.
How you gonna be on the boat
No,
mad?
but this is real important. If you like the content, subscribe. You must subscribe.
Thank you,
Works hard.
Derek.
He works hard.
Thank y'all. And as always, I don't know what we don't say nothing to this, right? But thank y'all for tuning in, man. Peace.